Hi everyone. In this video, we're going to tackle the last part of our vowel journey, mastering the 7 complex vowels. Complex vowels are similar to double vowels in that they are also combinations of vowels, but they change more drastically in writing in terms of specific spacing and placement to be written correctly. So, shall we? So our first of the 7 complex vowels is this one, wa. This vowel is a combination of 2 single vowels, o and ah. Now remember how we previously talked about font style variations that look different in writing, but there's always a default way to write each vowel in Korean? This is especially crucial when writing complex vowels. So with this vowel, wa, when you write it, always leave a square space empty at the top left corner. That space is where any consonants will go. Also, when we write the single vowel o, remember to make the horizontal line longer than the middle stick, and make sure the middle stick is centered. At the same time, the other single vowel ah should be written so that the vertical line is longer than the shorter stick, and that shorter stick is also centered. Now, when you write this complex vowel wa with a consonant to make a complete syllable, make sure the short stick of the vowel ah aligns with the consonant's position. This is different from how it looks here, where it aligns with the edge of the middle stick of the vowel o. This difference is again simply due to font style variation, so it's important to know how to write it properly. Now about the sound. It's pronounced exactly as you'd expect, like the sound of o followed by ah, which together become wa. Simple, right? And before we move on, make sure to know how it's represented in English, W with A. Now, our second complex vowel is wo. It's a combination of the single vowel wu and another single vowel. When you put these two sounds together quickly, they become the sound wo. Now let's look at how to write it. First, with the single vowel wu, make sure the horizontal line is longer than the short vertical stick and that the short stick is centered. Next, for the single vowel, its vertical line should be longer than its shorter stick, and this short stick should also be centered. When you combine these two vowels, the short stick of the vowel goes under the horizontal line of wu, as you can see here. Also, remember to leave enough square space above the vowel wu for any consonants to fit. In this example, the available space looks more like a rectangle than a square because not only is the horizontal line of the vowel wu shorter than we would like, but the vertical line of the vowel also appears a bit too short for our liking. This resulted in a rectangle-like visual space. And again, this is due to font style variations. What's important is that you know how to write it properly, regardless of the font style. And again, don't forget its English representation, which is W with O. Now the next complex vowel is we. This vowel is a combination of the single vowel wu and another single vowel e. Similar to how we just discussed the complex vowel wo, the way we write this vowel follows the same pattern. First, make sure to write the horizontal line of wu longer than the short vertical stick, which should also be centered. At the same time, the other vowel e should be written so that the vertical line is long enough to create a square space to its left, combining with the horizontal line length from the vowel wu. Now, in terms of pronunciation, like the previous 2 complex vowels, this one is straightforward. When you put these 2 vowel sounds together quickly, it becomes we. And lastly, make sure you know how it's represented in English, which is W with I. Now, this complex vowel is a combination of the single vowels EU and EE, creating the sound UI. Notice how there's a space between these 2 vowels in this font style? This is a no-no. The proper way is for both vowels to be connected. Again, this difference is due to font style variation, but for our purpose and in general, the rule of thumb is that these 2 vowels are connected. Another thing we need to take care of is securing square space for consonants, right? Here, the font style thankfully shows a square-like shape, so it's good for our learning. Remember, if not, I often see students write the first vowel too high, not low enough where it should be, centered to the left of the other vowel E, making it look like an awkward version of the single vowel. This can cause confusion for readers, so make sure to place the first single vowel U low enough and attach the second single vowel E to U at the bottom. And again, we can't skip its representation in English, which is U with I. Now, the next one is way like the first syllable in the English word weather. And before we move on, I want you to be aware that this is one of 3 different way vowels spelled differently in Korean, and this is the first way sound. As you can see, it's a combination of the vowels O and E. And again, whenever we see complex vowels, what should we consider? The square space for any consonants in the top left corner. So, to do this, we need to make sure the horizontal line of the vowel O is longer than its short stick, which should also be centered. At the same time, the other single vowel, E, should have its vertical line long enough so that together O and E create a square space available for any consonant to fit at the top left. Now, in terms of pronunciation, unlike the previous 4 complex vowels, this one is not pronounced exactly as it is combined. Instead, it is just one of 3 way vowels and is represented with O and E in English. This is something we need to memorize, just like how the English word elephant has an F sound represented by PH, but we just memorize to know it. Now, moving on to the second way sound of the complex vowels. This one is technically a combination of 3 single vowels, O, A, and E. At this point, I'm sure we are getting somewhat used to what to look for in the writing pattern. So what should we do? Make sure to keep an empty space for the consonant spot. What else should we do? Make sure the horizontal line of the vowel O is longer than its shorter stick, which should be centered. Meanwhile, the double vowel AE's 2 vertical lines should be long enough so that its middle stick aligns with any potential consonants. Not like the way it's represented in this font style, where the middle stick of the double vowel AE is aligned with the edge of the vowel O's middle stick. You see what I mean? And now its representation in English is written as WAE. Now, the last way sound of the complex vowels is this one. It also has a similar combination to the second way vowel in that it is technically comprised of 3 single vowels, U, and E. Now let's recall how we wrote the double vowel wo, which was made up of 2 single vowels, U and we made sure the middle stick of the vowel goes under the horizontal line of the vowel U, remember? The same principle applies here, except we are now adding another vowel at the end, which is EA. In terms of securing square space for any consonants, again, this font style doesn't seem ideal, right? So in an ideal world, what should we do? We need to make the vertical lines of the double vowel AE much longer so that there is enough square space created for any consonants. And as usual, we need to keep an eye on how it's represented in English, which is written with W and E. So let's recap. We have covered the entire vowels in Korean, which are 21 in total. As you can see here in the table, we need to know not only how each vowel is written in Korean, but also how it is written in English. Why? So that we can recognize any Korean words written in English, guess what they are, and even write them in Korean to make meaning. This then leads to recognizing words in Korean and furthermore using them to communicate with other Korean speakers. And we are already 1/3 through, so make sure to review this table and save it safely in your long-term memory. So now what? Well, 3 things. 1, make sure you are comfortably familiar with writing all 21 Korean vowels. 2, make sure to pronounce each vowel correctly, especially some vowels that don't exist in English. And 3, make sure you know each vowel's English transcription and that you can comfortably convert between English transcription and Korean. Once you are good to go with these 3, you are ready for the next journey, Korean consonants.